70 goals. One season, one man. The only player in the history of modern football to score more in a single season is Lionel Messi, the peak of his powers, the greatest player who ever lived, at the height of everything he was. Harry Kane just matched that at 32 in a World Cup year as captain of England. And here is the contradiction nobody wants to say out loud. The man is having one of the greatest individual seasons a footballer has ever produced. England topped their group. They are through to the knockouts. The numbers say everything is fine. So why does watching England feel like waiting for something to go wrong? Let's go back to the group stage, because the results are hiding something important. England beat Croatia 4-2. Kane scored twice, Bellingham was electric, and the football was brilliant. Great. Then came Ghana, a team ranked outside the top 20. England had 71% possession, 71% of the ball, and they created 2 shots on target in the first half. Ghana did nothing complicated. They sat deep, they packed the box. They made England figure out a solution that wasn't Harry Kane, and England had no answer. Panama was the same story, a team that did not score a single goal in this entire tournament. England won 2-0. Kane headed one in. Job done. But watch that game back carefully, not the result, the process. Because for 60 minutes, England built and probed and crossed and recycled possession until eventually, inevitably, the solution was the same. Find Kane. And after the game, Tuchel stood at the microphone and explained that teams sitting deep is hard, that it teaches lessons, that England has to stay disciplined and keep believing. England just topped a World Cup group, and the manager is describing it as a learning experience. That is not a boast. That is a warning. Because every team left in this tournament has already written the manual. You do not need a scouting department to stop England. Journalists did it in plain language after the Panama game. Pack the defense. Put bodies on Kane every time he enters the penalty area. Sit deep. Wait. England will have the ball, they will not know what to do with it, and eventually they will try to find Kane. That is not a game plan. That is a sentence. So here's the question that matters. What happens to England when that sentence works? The numbers answer it, and the numbers are more extreme than almost anyone has acknowledged. Since the 2022 World Cup, England's win rate with Kane on the pitch is 76%. Without him, it falls to 29%. With Kane, England have created 351 chances. Without him, 168. They have scored 73 goals when he plays, 19 when he does not. 19. Now look at every other elite team at this tournament. France has Kylian Mbappe, one of the 2 or 3 best players on the planet, and 75% of France's goals are still scored by someone who is not him. Argentina have Messi. Even Argentina functions without Messi at a level England simply cannot reach without Kane. Portugal's win rate barely shifts when Ronaldo sits out. England's collapses. Kane has scored 32% of every England goal since 2022. That is a higher share than Messi takes from Argentina, higher than Ronaldo takes from Portugal. No elite nation at this World Cup is as dependent on one player as England is on Harry Kane. And the scary part is, it is not even close. Gary Neville said it plainly after Panama. The 8 outfield players who are not Kane or Bellingham need to come together. They need to learn to serve those 2 the way Argentina's squad serves Messi and Alvarez. He is right, but 3 games into a World Cup is a dangerous time to start learning that lesson. Now, understand something. None of this is Kane's fault. This man has delivered for England at every single tournament he has ever attended. 6 goals at the 2018 World Cup, the Golden Boot. England's best tournament run in a generation. 11 World Cup goals total now. He broke Gary Lineker's record against Panama with a header and became only the 2nd Englishman in history to score at 3 different World Cups after David Beckham. 18 goals across major international tournaments. Nobody who has ever worn the England shirt has produced numbers like that. Not Lineker, not Shearer, not Rooney, nobody. But here is where the story gets complicated, because alongside every one of those records, there is a final. 3 League Cup finals at Tottenham, lost all 3. The 2019 Champions League final, lost. 2 European Championship finals with England, lost both. The 2022 World Cup quarter-final against France, a penalty miss that sent England home. And in the Euro 2024 final, the biggest match England had played in 58 years, Kane made 13 touches. 13 in 90 minutes. Every tournament, Kane has scored. Every tournament, England has found a way to fall short. And every time, the narrative is the same. Kane did his part. The team let him down. Which is true. But it is also the most expensive excuse in English football, because that excuse has been used so many times that nobody stopped to ask the deeper question. What if the system itself is the problem? And then there is this, the part of the conversation England is not having. Kane is 32 years old. This is almost certainly his last World Cup as England's primary striker. That is not speculation. That is arithmetic. Gary Lineker, the man whose World Cup scoring record Kane just erased, retired from international football at 32. He did it because, as he has said publicly, he could feel his legs going. After Euro 2024, Lineker watched Kane make 13 touches in a final and said almost exactly that. He was not himself in this tournament. When I was 30, 31, my legs started to go. I wonder if that is happening to him. Kane came back. 70 goals this season. The record broken. He looks sharp. He looks hungry. Right now, he is not declining. He is magnificent. But the window is closing, and England has not prepared for what comes after it closes. March 2026. England without Kane. 2 games. A draw with Uruguay. A loss to Japan. Journalists described them as looking lost and confused. One outlet called it a grim glimpse of the future. This is a squad with real quality, a world-class manager, and depth across most positions. Without one man, they could not beat Japan in a friendly. Think about what that means. Then think about the line of English strikers across the last 50 years. Lineker, Shearer, Owen, Rooney, Kane. One after another. Every generation, England had a world-class number 9. The succession was never in doubt. There was always someone arriving. For the first time in half a century, there is not. Watkins, Calvert-Lewin, Tony, honest professionals, good Premier League strikers, not one of them within 3 levels of what Kane provides at a tournament. England did not just rely on Kane for goals. They relied on him so completely that they never had to build a system that could survive without him. He was always the solution, so they never had to find another one. That is the real story underneath all of this. Not that England is a bad team, they are not. Not that Kane is a problem. He is a generational gift. The real story is that for over a decade, England handed every difficult question to one man, and he answered it every time. He scored in qualifying, he scored in the group stages, he scored in the knockout rounds, he carried 60 years of national pain on his shoulders and never visibly broke under the weight of it. And because he was always there, nobody ever truly had to ask what England actually is without him. Tuchel has taken fair criticism for this. The false 9 experiments failed. The double 10 system did not click. England's style is still described by journalists at this tournament as slow and sideways, a team that recycles possession patiently until the answer presents itself. And the answer is always the same. Tuchel is an elite manager, but even elite managers cannot quickly solve a problem that was never admitted to be one. If you do not understand England's dependency on Harry Kane, you do not understand the real stakes of this World Cup. England are through to the knockouts. Kane is scoring. The tournament is alive. France, Spain, Argentina, Brazil, these teams do not just know how to stop Kane in theory. They have the players, the structure, and the intelligence to actually do it. And the moment Kane is neutralized, England are a team that has scored 19 goals from everyone else combined since 2022. More goals, more records, more history, more greatness. That is what Harry Kane has given England for over a decade. He is the greatest striker this country has ever produced. That is not an opinion, that is a verdict. And that is precisely why the World Cup has a serious Harry Kane problem. Because the knockout rounds begin now. The teams that know exactly how to stop him are still in this draw. And the question England have been deferring for 10 years, what does this team look like without Harry Kane, is no longer a hypothetical. It is coming, ready or not.